Welcome to the Michigan Travel Show, a kaleidoscope of stories about the people, places, and events that shape our great state.
Okay, hello everyone. Gary Morgan with the Michigan Travel. Well, I'm here at the Frankenmuth Autofest. They've got a variety of cars here. This is a Plymouth Roadrunner Classic right here, built in 1970. An orange one and a neon green one. Here's a bunch of Mustangs down that way. Some souped up Roadsters down the way down here. Bel Air there. A Corvette. The old ones. New one. Here's a 56 Chevy. 210 Handyman they called it. And the car I'm here with is obviously the biggest and the fastest. The Indy car prototype here. I'm here with the Indy show car team. And we always bring our car. I'm part of that team, part of the Grand Prix. And we bring this car to different car events around the state. So we've got it here for this weekend. So we've been showing it. Here's a couple of more Roadsters. There was a few other cars in here earlier, but they've taken them outside. Some took them home. They bring them in and out of here earlier today. So there's a Dodge Challenger. This is some type of prototype car. Mr. Ed Custom Dragster Trailer. These are one of these, it says a 68 injected nitro dragster. So these are what they use on those quarter-mile tracks. It was 68 Indy U.S. Nationals top fuel dragster back then, and now, well, it's a museum car. So they bring it in for different places. I said they've cut off my light here a little bit, but here they are, another car show, just continuing on from the Dream Cruise from a few weeks ago. Well, you're in Michigan, car capital of the world. Here's a Hodges Dodges. They probably used it for a little bit of movie stuff in its day. Supposedly, there's going to be 2,500 cars here from around the country this weekend. This, like I said, this is the Frankenmuth Autofest. I didn't even know they had this, and I'm in the same pavilion where we would do the Frankenmuth Volkswagen races, where we would finish and register and all that other stuff. But here are some unique looking vehicles right here. Here is a 1933 Packard. Don't see too many of those. A club sedan. Oh, here's a Cuda, a Plymouth Cuda. I remember those. This is a 37 Chevy station wagon. They called them a handyman wagon back then. I didn't know that was what they were called. Nickname for a station wagon. 57 Chevy 150 handyman wagon. Well, there it all is, all fixed up. Another little Roadster. Oh, here's a Chevy truck, multi-purpose truck. They called it a 48 Chevy COE. I mean, like a major stake truck in its day. 47 Thames. I don't know exactly who made that back in its day, but pretty cool. And of course, here is a classic, some type of Model T type car. So they called it a Detroit Electric, made in 1914 or something like that. So anyway, here's a Bronco, 67 Bronco Ford. That was a big car for them back then. And here's a few more of them here. Pretty cool. Anyway, well, here we're looking at the last bit of this. There's the American flag here. Here's the whole pavilion. We'll do a quick 360 in here before I book out. Unique vehicle over there. Frankenmuth Insurance. And we're going to go outside for a little bit. Here's the 360 inside the pavilion here and the Great American Flag. Pretty cool. Okay, here's the All-American El Camino. God bless America, the ultimate sacrifice. He's got the Constitution on it. This is truthfully the All-American vehicle. This is pretty cool. Yeah, the All-American vehicle right here, the Chevy El Camino. I love it. Pretty cool. In the trunk here, he's got the Pledge of Allegiance. And then he's got his banner here, America, God shed a grace on thee, and God we trust.
That's our nation motto.
And we got a bunch of young people saying Pledge of Allegiance. He said that picture is from the 1950s. Let's go to the other side.
On this side here's got the
Land of the free, home of the brave.
Yep.
Oh, the Boy Scout motto.
Yeah.
I know that one well because I was an Eagle Scout.
Was you really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
A what?
There it is, the motto. There it is, pretty cool. Okay, well, I'm still here at the Frankenmuth Autofest, and I have a gentleman here who has cars under God's rods. So I'm going to let him tell us a little bit about it, his name and where he's from.
Okay, Tom Roaring from Newfane, New York. And our interviewer hasn't been there, so it's about the only place in the world that he hasn't been. Actually, my wife was from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And that's a long, painful story because it wasn't love at first sight for one of us, but that's here and there. So, anyways, we go back to the bricks. We've been there about 10 years. We've always brought a new car out there, but my buddy said, why don't you come to Frankenmuth? So we came here, and it's been wonderful. You know, there's tons of people and tons of cars. This is our first year being here.
Awesome.
So we've got our flag car here, but if we got our original El Camino, it's up on Main Street there. So we're just going to go up and look and see how the guys are doing. But we hand out tracts and Bibles to people. It's a world without hope, so that's what we do. We're trying to give people hope. There is an answer. His name is Jesus, and that's it.
Now, how many cars do you have in your fleet that you're with?
Nobody really know. I don't know. There might be 15 or 20. We're working
awesome.
on 6 cars.
So other people are part of your group.
They are. We're a non-for-profit corporation now, and we have cars down at Charlotte Racetrack, and so we got some cool stuff. We got DeLoreans and these NASCARs coming out next year, so you'll be a new one out here next year. So we look forward. We're going to be here though in Frankenmuth.
And all under God's rods.
Under God's rods.
Website.
Yeah, go on our website, godsrods.net, right?
Okay.
You have to go there. Okay.
Godsrods.net.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll check that out. But
Yeah.
I love your car here.
It's kind of a tribute to America, what we're going
It's
through.
the all-American car.
It is,
Yeah.
and that's what we're about. It's what our nation was founded on, God, and that's what we're getting out there. So
Good.
thank you for the interview. Thank you for.
Well, thank you for telling me about it. I love your car, and thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And we'll see you around.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, well, it's kind of a festival of everything. You got Elvis here and Smokey, Mr. Hot Dog Man, old gasoline and car signs, the Roadrunner, King Kong. So they sell a little bit of memorabilia, some car parts. Like I said, this thing is huge. All these different signs from yesteryear. Of course, they're probably remade somehow, but some are neon, I see there. So they're kind of cool. A Shelby car, Michigan, University of Kentucky, King Kong, the mermaid, or the pretty girl in the bikinis. Cars here. They're getting ready to semi-shut down for the evening. Some books on cars here. Like I said, this is kind of the ultimate car show for the weekend. It's a 3-day festival up here. This area here is where we would be doing some of our stretches and warm-ups for the Volkslaw. People would come up. They've got tons of trailers. This is a big event. I did not know this, but what I heard is they will have upwards of 2,500 show cars here this weekend. So that means they're probably going to get well over 100,000 visitors here for the 3 days. Here's some newer vehicles here. Hummers, souped up Hummers, Gran Torino. Here's up there. Airplane pulling on the BartWatson.com. Freeland Reso Buick Chevy dealer. Here is a truck that's selling some cars there that need a little work over there. Yep, this is going to be the ultimate car show. Definitely going to be more than even the Dream Cruise. I'm impressed. I've never been here for this. I've always come up here for the Volkslaw and running races. Never really too much of anything else. So, well, I'm going to head on downtown and see what's downtown there. Here is a cool looking car right here. He's got a little Roadrunner on it. Weirdos, freaks, wackos, and creeps. Anti-social club. I love it. Okay, what year is this car? We got the owner.
It's a 67 Corvair.
The 67 Corvair.
Two chassis.
You want to give me a little rundown? Give me an interview on this?
Sure. It's got a built 400 small block in it. Got a built 350 turbo tranny, and body's pretty much all original. And it's just made into a gasser just for something for cruising around.
What's your name?
Dave.
And where are you from?
Carroll.
Oh, cool. And how long have you had this car?
Probably a little over 4 years, and it probably sat on the hoist for 3 years while I redid everything.
Oh, so you rebuilt it yourself?
I bought it basically the way it is and took it all apart and redid it.
Oh, well, cool. That is pretty nifty. You ain't going to miss this car in the street. I love it. That is pretty cool. Yep, yep. And so you made a front engine job.
Yeah.
So you did a lot of work on this baby.
Yes.
Well, cool. That is cool. That's what's great about this show. There are a variety of vehicles here.
Yep.
All kinds. They say I see there's going to be around 2,500 cars here this weekend.
Probably going to be more than that, I think.
Yep. From around the country.
Yep.
Pretty cool. I did not know this show was like this. This is pretty cool. Okay, well, we're walking a little closer to the river area. And here are a variety of vehicles. They're going to be out here for the weekend. Like I said, over 2,500 vehicles will be here for the weekend. This is where we finish the Volkslaw races. And this is pretty cool right here. This old, they called it back then a Pandero with a couple of Hopalong Cassidy bikes and a mini Airstream, a one-of-a-kind. The guy told us they made only one. The guy died after he was going to sell the patent to it. He died, and this was a one and only, but he bought it, and it's his. He even got a little thing for where you keep the heater on. Pretty unique. You ain't going to see one of these anywhere else. Pretty cool. Like I said, a lot of unique vehicles here. I've been to a lot of places and museums, but I'm impressed by all the unique vehicles here in Frankenmuth at the Autofest. Pretty cool. Okay, well, I told you the one and only, and the Curtises bought it in Cairo, Michigan. But like I said, a guy built this and was going to patent it and, sell as a travel trailer. He had a heart attack, stroke, and that was it. And it never sold. They only had this one, and somehow this guy, he found it and bought it and has made it his little baby. And like I said, a couple of Hopalong Cassidy bikes there. All this stuff from the 50s. Pretty cool. Yep. I love it. They called it a Pandero. The Chevy with a pickup in the back. I mean, a Cadillac that was a pickup, half pickup truck was a Pandero instead of an El Camino. Okay, I'm walking through the row of cars. Here are hundreds of cars out behind the Varian Inn Lodge, right along the river. There's the Frankenmuth Cheese Center over there. And here's all kinds of cars. And there's the wooden bridge that we're going to walk across and check out downtown. But like I said, cars everywhere right here. 2,500 cars, they say, are coming from all over the country to be here at this car festival. I'm on the wooden bridge crossing the Frankenmuth River. It's probably not the Frankenmuth, I think it's Saginaw River. But there's a little tour boat on a little bit of muddy water, but there it is. Parts of Frankenmuth. We're going to walk over there. They got some beer tents, and there's all the cars over there. Pretty cool. And we're on the wooden bridge right here that I've run across many times in the Volksloft. People love doing golf cart issues nowadays. This is all the people on Main Street here at the Autofest. Look at all. From the Frankenmuth Barbarian Inn, Frankenmuth Chicken Dinners, the Fountain. Look at all the people. Wow, wait. The Frankenmuth Autofest. This is big time. They have these cars parked all up and down Main Street, and thousands of people are walking by them here. Like I said, over 2,500 cars will be here. Hey, here's cool. A 70 Plymouth Roadrunner with a dark neon green. Just the color, you are not going to miss it. The Roadrunner. I remember these cars in my day when I was young. Everybody wanted a Roadrunner. Oh, Coyote Duster. Yep.
Check this out.
Yep, all this. Pretty cool. Inside it. Nothing like a Plymouth Roadrunner. Back then, it sold for a whopping $34.91 was the price. $34.91 for a Plymouth Roadrunner back in 1971. Here you go, do your thing. Well, we'll just kind of walk down along here and see a few different cars. There's a big truck, a Jimmy, used to be a Blazer with a big old wrench on it. Scottsdale, 3/4 ton truck. Chevy. Plymouth, another Plymouth here. SS Chevelle. They're all up and down this street for a good mile. It's about a mile walk. Me and a friend, we've walked up from the top of the hill, and we're headed back to the bridge. All kinds of, there's thousands of people here. I've always heard about this festival. To be here, something else. Oh, wowee. Look at this thing. I couldn't lift that hood in my day. Wow. What kind of car is this?
I think it's a Riviera.
Riviera. Oh, yeah, I remember.
It's a Pontiac.
Pontiac what?
You should know, you worked at the plant.
Probably not that day. Probably Pontiac Catalina. We'll have to find out what this long hood was. With the dice, the pink seats. I'll bet you it had to be a Pontiac Catalina. I do not see a name on it, but I'll bet you it was a Pontiac Catalina. That's right. I'll tell you, this guy has it decked out to be picking up chicks. Probably Pontiac Catalina. Wowee. 67. They've redone it, but it's probably Pontiac Catalina. Pretty cool. Here's another one. Here's a Camaro in its day, probably about a 60-something. There they all are, down along the street forever. Pretty cool. Old fire truck there. Here's all the grain. Where are they bringing out? They'll leave all the grain out of this area, and the Carling Black Label Brewery was right next door. Well, you're going to walk on down the street for a little ways. Here they all are, cars up and down the street forever. Pretty cool. And down, we're at the top of the hill looking down. Thousands of people walking up down Main Street here in Frankenmuth, looking at all these cool cars just before sunset. It is packed with people. This is awesome. Cool place to say the least. Awesome. And lots of cool cars. Here's another one. Big old pickup truck. You name it. They got them all here in Frankenmuth. Okay, well, here's an amphibious assault vehicle. Really not an assault vehicle, but it's an amphibious car they made in the 60s, probably. And it was called Amphicar. I don't know who made it, what company, but Amphicar. So maybe they were a military contractor, but Amphicar made this in probably the 60s and 70s. It's pretty cool. And what's cool, it has a watercraft license, but it has a couple of propellers in the back of it, so it can get, it says 64. I brake for fish. This is from 1964. You can water or land, and amphibious assault. And there it is right there. A stick shift and all for beach, water, and highway. Pretty cool. Well, you hear the music. All part of the Autofest here at Frankenmuth.